In this video, we're going to look at how a portal admin would want to set up an API product. It may be the admin themselves, or it may be a developer that they invite to join the team. But in any case, some technical knowledge is required. But for this video, we'll go through it quite quickly and we'll see that it actually is quite straightforward. The objective is that a portal owner or developer would want to publish their API products here under API products. As you can see here, there's a sort of generic API product that comes bundled with the portal. But for our purposes, we would want to create our own API product. And what we'll do is we will go here from the dashboard, manage your API product. And this takes us into the admin area, and we can add an API product. We can also see here that generic one I mentioned a moment ago that's published and sits in the API products page. There's nothing unpublished, so it's pretty clean as you might expect in this demo portal. So if we go, by default, the API Suite platform creates a generic temporary name. But in this situation, we'll maybe create our own one. First API, and we could just leave it at that, save as a draft, and we've actually created. If we actually close that, we have actually created an unpublished API product. If we go back in and edit it, the most important thing here might be that we perhaps want to upload a contract, an open API contract, and we can either drag and drop, or we can just click and it will push us through for browsing. I'm going to add one I prepared earlier, and it uploads. You can see here there's toggles on and off for live and deprecated. We'll have a look at them in a moment. We have the contract up, and we can enter some information about the API. So what is it? Maybe what are the key features? Maybe some highlights of the API and what it does. And maybe some use cases if you've had successful usage from other projects or clients. Product description, it comes with a sort of preloaded text here, but of course you can overwrite that. Maybe with features, we'll add a little made up feature here. We'll give it a little logo or icon. We'll put some text in. And in this scenario, we can update the file, and that is actually added to the record. We can then go and do similar sort of process with adding a highlight. I'll just repeat just for perhaps speed. But basically you can obviously add images that are appropriate for highlights or features that you want to appear on the API product page. Super highlights. One. Amazing. And update there, and we'll maybe leave use cases just now. It's a similar sort of process where we can add images and text to describe it, and that's really perhaps the main thing when we're doing the creation and update of an API product. Now if we go back to our API catalog, I didn't actually add anything. I'll leave without saving. You can see here we still have our first API is unpublished. Okay, so it won't appear in the API products page. If we're happy that we want to make this live, and meaning that users of the portal can access it, we would want to maybe update, and then we want to publish that API product. And now if if we go back to the catalog, we can see our first API is now shown as published. And if we actually go to API products, we can see two things here. One, because this is the most recent API product that has had any changes in the portal, it appears sort of in highlight at the top of the page. But then there's a card for it where we can actually perhaps browse there, have a look. We can see some information. We can see the highlights, the features. Use cases would come after features if we put them in. We can also see the contract, the open API contract, and it's been parsed so it's readable for humans, so we can get a good idea of what's in there. We can download it if we need to work on it. At this stage, there's only one contract or one version of the API, so this drop-down doesn't work because there's only one thing, so it defaults to that specific thing. But from this point of view, we've successfully published our API product on the API product page. Now, just to finish off, if we go back, it may be we don't want to show the Swagger Pet Store because that is, as mentioned, a generic one. Well, let's get rid of this, and we want to unpublish the API product. And you can see here it goes into API documentation, meaning it's no longer accessible and usable. And then the last thing that perhaps you might want to do would be that you perhaps would want to actually delete the API product. So this is the generic one we're going to delete, and that's been deleted. So we only have our first API sitting there now, and if you go back to API products, that's what we see there. Great, so we've got an API product published and in production, but just two maybe aspects related to API lifecycle that we can deal with in API Suite is two things. Perhaps we've got an updated version of our API, say some months later, we can upload a version 2 and we can make that live as well. But maybe then we also want to deprecate version 1 to tell users who have subscribed and using it that it's got a shelf life and it will eventually be sunsetted. Well, what does that mean for the actual portal? So when we go and have a look at it, we can see that version 1 is deprecated. So it's an indication here that it is going to be withdrawn in due course. If we go and look at V2, we can see V2 is live, so it's usable. So we could download the contract and maybe reconnect to that version. So that is useful in messaging and sort of managing your users to let them know that during the life cycle of the API that older versions will be sunsetted and withdrawn from usage. And then, of course, lastly, you may decide that you want to delete version 1, so you remove it from live, remove from deprecation, and we delete it. We update that, and we can see that V2 is the only one that is available now. There's nothing left for us to go and look at because it's been withdrawn and deleted. And then the last, but by no means least, perhaps our first API has done its time, so to speak, and even version 2 we want to get rid of. Now in this scenario, we're not going to deprecate and then delete. We're actually just going to delete the product itself. And we can do it there, and there we have a deleted API product, and you can see now we have nothing left in this demo portal. And that's shown accordingly. So hopefully that was useful. We will cover API products more from a user point of view in another video. But again, if you need any questions or want to look at this in detail, we can furnish you with the information via our knowledge base.